Good morning, students. In the last class, we have discussed about the characteristic features of viruses. What are viruses? Who discovered the virus? Who coined the term virus? And important features of viruses regarding genetic material, protein code. These things we have discussed. In this class, let us discuss about viroids and lichens. Okay. Before that, in brief, let us discuss about the structure of tobacco mosaic virus and bacteriophage. Tobacco mosaic virus. Tobacco mosaic is a virus which causes tobacco mosaic disease. TMV. Tobacco mosaic is a virus which causes tobacco mosaic disease. TMV. Beijernick demonstrated that the extract of tobacco plants suffering from tobacco mosaic disease can cause the same disease in healthy tobacco plant when the fluid is injected into it. Later he called it as Contagion vivum fluidum. The structure of tobacco mosaic virus or TMV is like this. The structure of tobacco mosaic virus is like this. Means tobacco mosaic virus contains the genetic material RNA. See, this is the genetic material of tobacco mosaic virus, RNA. Ribonucleic acid. Ribonucleic acid is the genetic material present in tobacco mosaic virus, and these are protein coat. The protein coat always protects the genetic material. In case of viruses, protein coat protects or covers the genetic material. And the protein coat is called as capsid. Protein coat is called capsid. This capsid contains various subunits or it contains many subunits. Say this is one subunit. One subunit of protein coat. Like this, many subunits are present in the protein coat and these subunits are called as capsomeres. Capsomeres. The subunits of capsid is called as capsomere. These are the subunits and these are called as capsomeres. This is the structure of tobacco mosaic virus. Tobacco mosaic virus or TMV. Structure of TMV. Draw a neat label diagram of TMV. Is important for 2 marks. No need to explain the structure, just you have to draw the diagram. And it is there in your NCERT. In NCERT. Then the structure of bacteriophage. Bacteriophage are the viruses which infect the bacteria. In the last class only we have discussed. Bacteriophages are the viruses which infect bacteria. The best example for bacteriophage is T4 bacteriophage. T4 bacteriophage. T4 bacteriophage. So the structure of bacteriophage contains head, neck with collar and tail. The structure of bacteriophage mainly contains 3 parts. Means, so this is head. The first part is the head. It may be polyhedral shape. Polyhedral shape. Then next to the head, here small collar is present with neck region. This is the neck region with small collar. Neck region with small collar. This is the tail. The last part of the bacteriophage is the tail. And at the end of the tail, here tail plate is present. Here tail plate is present containing tail fibers. These are tail fibers. And here small pins are also present. Tail pin. Structure of T4 bacteriophage. T4 bacteriophage mainly contains 3 parts such as head, polyhedral shaped head. Then in that head genetic material DNA is present in the head. Then next to the head, here neck portion is present, and this one is the collar. Neck with collar is present, and next to the neck portion, here tail is present. Tail is present, and this tail is made up of protein coat. Tail is made up of protein, or it is also called as protein coat. It is present like sheath. Sheath means layer. Protein coat is present as a sheath. This is protein sheath or sheath. So 3 parts: head, neck, tail. And at the end, here end plate is present. This is called end plate. And this end plate contains tail fibers. This is tail fiber, and these are tail pin. So this is the structure of bacteriophage T4 or T4 bacteriophage. It is also important for 2 marks. Structure of bacteriophage. In the head portion only genetic material DNA is present. Then in the tail portion again protein sheath is present or protein coat is present. At the end plate containing tail fibers and pins are present. This is about the structure of bacteriophage. Important for 2 marks. Next one is viroids. Viroids. Viroids are smaller than viruses. The main difference between viroids and virus is, in case of virus, genetic material is always covered or enclosed by protein coat. But in case of viroids, genetic material is present freely. Genetic material RNA is present, and that RNA is free. It is not covered or enclosed by any protein coat. Viruses are, these are smaller than viruses. Viroids are smaller than viruses. Viroids contain free RNA. They contain free RNA which is not enclosed, or not covered by protein coat. What are viroids? Viroids are smaller than viruses having free RNA without any protein coat. The main difference between viroids and virus is, in case of virus, always protein coat covers or encloses the genetic material, but in case of viroids, free RNA is present, means genetic material is free. It is not bounded or covered by any protein coat. And usually this RNA is small single-stranded RNA. The genetic material RNA is small. Here RNA, the genetic material RNA is small single-stranded. RNA means it contains very less number of nucleotides. What are nucleotides? We are going to study in the third unit, in the fourth unit. In the fourth unit, we are going to, in the third unit, we are going to study about that. Nucleotides. By studying about the structure of DNA and RNA, we are going to discuss that. What are nucleotides? What are the components present in the nucleotides? Okay. For the first time in 1971, Theo Diner discovered viroids. In 1971, Theo Diner discovered viroids, and these viroids can cause disease. Viroids can also cause disease. The example for the disease is potato spindle tuber disease. Potato spindle tuber disease is caused by viroids. It was first time discovered by Theo Diner. This is about viroids. What are viroids? Who discovered viroids? For 2 marks. The last small concept of biological classification chapter is lichens. The last concept, lichens. Lichens are the symbiotic association between algae and fungi. It is a lichen is the symbiotic association. Symbiotic association means mutual. Here two partners are there. Both the partners are benefited. It is a symbiotic association. Symbiotic association between algae and fungi is called as lichen. Symbiotic association between algae and fungi is called as lichen. Here two partners are there. One is algae and another one is fungi. Here algal component is called as, in fungi, algal component is called as phycobiont. What is phycobiont? 1 mark question. Whereas the fungal component fungal component present in a lichen is called as mycobiont. Myco means fungi. Phyco means algae. Phyco means algae. Myco means fungi. In case of lichen, we can observe symbiotic beneficial association between algae and fungi. Means both together forms lichen. We can observe these lichens on the tree trunks, bark of the trees. On the bark of the trees, lichens can be seen. In that, algae and fungi both are present. Algal component is called as phycobiont. Fungal component is called as mycobiont. Both are beneficial. Both are beneficial means here algae or phycobiont is autotrophic because in case of algae photosynthetic pigment chlorophyll is present. Algae is autotrophic whereas fungi is heterotrophic. Fungi is heterotrophic because in case of fungi chlorophyll pigment is absent. They are always dependent on another living organism or dependent on dead and decaying organic matter for food. Hence they are called as heterotrophs. They cannot prepare their own food. Algae is autotrophic, fungi is heterotrophic. Means in case of lichen, algae being autotrophic prepares food for fungi. Algae prepares food. Algae prepares the food and it provides the food for fungi. In turn, the fungi contains rhizoids, root-like structure. Root-like structure present in the fungi are called as rhizoids. And that rhizoids spread to various distance. From that areas, rhizoids absorbs water and mineral nutrients. It absorbs water and mineral nutrients and gives that water and mineral nutrients for algae. Algae, by taking the mineral nutrients and water, prepares food for fungi. Here both are beneficial or both gets benefited. Algae prepares food for fungi. Fungi absorbs water and mineral nutrients. Fungi absorbs water and mineral nutrients for algae and also it provides shelter. Also fungi provides shelter to algae. Both algal component and fungal component are benefited. This is about lichen. Then one more important thing is lichen are the pollution indicators. They are pollution indicators means they do not grow in the polluted areas. The area free from pollution. In such areas only we can observe the growth of lichen. They are the best pollution indicators. Pollution indicators. Means the growth of lichen in particular area shows that that area is free from pollution. If there is no growth of lichens in particular area, indicates that that area is completely polluted. Lichens do not grow in the areas having lot of pollution. So they are called as pollution indicators. So lichen is also important for 2 marks. What are lichens? Name the components present in the lichen, or what is phycobiont, what is mycobiont, what is the function of algae here, what is the function of fungi in case of lichen. These things are important for 2 marks. So this completes your biological classification chapter. Thank you.